Hello, welcome to ECE 103, Child Growth and Development. I'm Shani Snell. I'll be your lecturer. For our week 3, I want to give you just a few announcements. First of all, please keep up the hard work and finish the second half of this course as strong as you began the course. It's easy to sort of slack off and not put as much effort into those final weeks, but that's where you can really make or break your grade. So please keep it up. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit about the final project and also a little bit about 3 to 5-year-olds. This is probably one of my favorite lectures to go over. First of all, our student question of the week is, can I make up quizzes? And in the case of emergency, yes, you can. If you've been sick, if you've been in a car accident, family issues, sometimes we have weather in Oklahoma that can really knock down our internet for a while, or electricity. So we realize that things happen. We will work with you. And the main thing is communicate with your instructor, let them know what's going on. And once you're in a place to make up that quiz, contact the instructor, give them a day and 2-hour window when you could possibly take that quiz, and they'll set it to come up. Now, be sure and clear this with them first. I, of course, will allow makeups. Some may not, so you want to be sure and check, okay? Next, I found a project. We've talked about this several times. I think most of you should probably have the developmental age already chosen for your flyer or handout for parents. Remember, this is something that you'll be able to give to the parents of the children that you're teaching in your class. Choose an age group that you're interested in. Be sure and give at least 3 sentences or points about each of these topics. Important things parents should know about children this age, how children this age are developing, learning, safety concerns, activities parents could do with this age group. And an example of this might be a recipe that you can do together, or a recipe for Play-Doh, how to make it. There's lots of different activities you could do that are low or no cost. Also include signs of developmental delays and anything else that you think is very pertinent to this age group. The final project will, of course, be submitted in week 4. This will be in place of a final exam. Be sure and be creative, develop something a parent would be interested in looking at and reading. It should be easy to read and easy to understand. Visually interesting, good quality, and of course be sure and use a program that I'll be able to pull it up through my course connection. And some examples of those are Word, Google Docs, PowerPoint, or Publisher. If you're using a different program, you might contact me first just to verify that I can pull up that information. Okay, we're going to have kind of a quick slide by slide on this because we have a lot of information to cover on 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. So first, let's start with our 3-year-olds. What do we need to know about our 3-year-olds? First of all, they're growing a little bit slower than they were at 2. They show improved motor skills such as strength and accuracy, so those fine motor skills are developing. They understand the difference in sizes of objects and color, use language to express complex ideas. They're learning more words. They have more of a vocabulary to explain what's going on or what they're seeing. They may ask lots of questions, and so you're going to have, of course, lots of answers. They're a little more cooperative and very eager to help at this age. So it's important that you give them those opportunities to help out in the classroom. They're very curious and they like trying new things, so that's fantastic. Some self-management skills they have. Their appetite varies. They have very specific likes and dislikes. Don't be surprised if a child, a 3-year-old, all of a sudden doesn't like a food that they absolutely loved the week before. These likes and dislikes may vary quite a bit, so just be ready for that. They eat smaller quantities, so don't worry too much about they're not getting enough. If they're growing, if they're gradually gaining weight, they're getting enough food. They help to wash themselves and care and toileting. Of course, you still have to supervise them, make sure they're washing their hands correctly. They're able to dress themselves with some assistance, and they take pride in helping adults with simple tasks. Next are 4-year-olds. How are they a little different? Well, they're experiencing a little bit better health than they have at 3. They've gone through lots of little colds, lots of little stomach bugs, and that immune system is starting to build. So in 4-year-olds, we see a little less health issues. They gain more control over their motor abilities. They understand simple cause and effect situations. They have strong feelings of independence. So of course we want to foster that in them. They chatter constantly and ask endless questions. And so again, be prepared, know that that's just part of this age group. They're curious, they're eager to try new things, and they seek out adult attention and approval. So praise is very important for this age group. Some of their self-management skills include they're not always interested in eating, and this will be something to deal with. Maybe they're not hungry at the time. They're learning to trust their body, and we need to respect that. They prefer eating small amounts often, so snacks are very important with this age group. They like to help with meal preparation, so if you can provide that opportunity for them, it would be wonderful, helping out in safe ways in the kitchen. They dress themselves, they brush their own teeth, they wash themselves. Again, they want to help out with some of the household chores. So let's look at some of the chores you might enlist the help of a 4-year-old for. Some people pay children for chores. Some believe that this is more something that they should do because they live in the home. That's up to you at home. Of course, in the classroom, usually it's just that they want to help out. So they might help picking up the room, folding washcloths or other small items, watering the plants, put away their own clothes, especially if they're at a lower level so that they can reach those easily, cleaning off the dinner table, helping with a little dusting, help load the dishwasher. Keep in mind, they're not going to do a perfect job here, but the most important thing is that they're getting that opportunity and that they're helping out. 5-year-olds. Our 5-year-olds are friendly, a little more outgoing. They exhibit a little more self-control. So they're learning more about themselves, and they're able to control some of their emotions and movements a little better. They use motor skills to achieve complex tasks such as writing. This is where handwriting really kicks in, is with our 5-year-olds. Building, and of course drawing. They're coming increasingly self-confident in the things that they do. They can grasp some abstract concepts that maybe they could not grasp previously. So starting to understand a little more. They're very articulate and very imaginative. Some of their self-management skills they have, handling eating utensils, preparing food for themselves. They can be careless at times, sometimes with their clothing and hand washing and getting dressed, because they've been doing it for a little while. They get a little more lax. So at this time we might have to step in and give a little redirection again. Manages toilets almost independently. However, we can still have accidents with this age group. Has some difficulty getting to sleep sometimes, so it's important that they have a bedtime routine. Is dependable in following multi-step instructions, but keep them simple and just a few steps. So maybe 2 or 3. Don't go into 5 and 10-step processes. So what else do we have? We have handedness, left-handed or right-handed. Adults should understand that hand dominance is genetic. They are born with it. Sometimes it's passed down. I have quite a few left-handed people in my family. We want to encourage children to use their dominant hand. Don't try to switch them over. Make appropriately designed equipment available. An example of that might be left-handed scissors if needed. Help children to not feel different because they use the hand that most children don't. And I believe with left-handedness, it's around 10% of the population. So out of a classroom of 20, you might have 2 that are lefties. Note reading problems and dyslexia, as this is more common with left-handed children than right-handed children. So just something to look out for. Fears and nightmares are another thing with this group. Fairly common with 5-year-olds. They usually gradually outgrow it, and it's important that we support them through this process. It may be due to increased awareness of the world, of the things they have on TV, the things that they see. They have a very vivid imagination, and sometimes their stress levels increase with their 5-year-olds because, again, they're knowing more about the world. Fears might include loud noises, unfamiliar sounds, animals, shadows is a big one in the dark. So a night light can be great with this age group. However, it shouldn't be too bright that it lights up the whole classroom. Some strategies with fears and nightmares: be patient, be compassionate, provide opportunities for the child to talk. Don't just dismiss their fears. Encourage them to act out or rehearse for the fear. Get ready for it. Acknowledge that the child's fear is real. Don't threaten or tell the child that they have to stop being afraid because this isn't something they can immediately control. Identify, reduce sources of stress, and establish a consistent bedtime routine. A good example of a bedtime routine is sound and lights starting to go down in the home about an hour or two before bedtime. It's important to decrease the amount of stimuli. The same thing goes for nap time at a center, that those sounds, maybe the music and the lights, need to start going down to prepare their brain to go to sleep. And of course, reading a book is always a good idea as well. Our last thing, unintentional injuries with this age group. Characteristics that make 3, 4, and 5-year-olds likely victims are they're very curious, they're very energetic, their motor skills are still developing, and they have limited understandings of some of the resources and consequences. So we have to be extra vigilant with this group. Watch them carefully out on the playground, in the classroom, and steer them away for areas where they might get injured. It happens. And of course, we have to be prepared and practice on how to deal with injuries as well. Now we're down to our last slide. I made it. I wasn't sure if we could fit all that information in that short amount of time. However, if I went too fast, remember this is recorded. You can go back, listen to it again, stop, rewind. If you have any questions through the rest of the week, please give me a call, text me, Facebook me, and I'll see if I can help you out. Thank you so much.